I'm really happy to be chatting to the owner and chef of a wonderful restaurant in Richmond, in Melbourne here. It's called Sartago Restaurant Bar and Grill, and I'm happy to have on the line not only the head chef, but the owner, Riccardo Messora. Good on you, mate. How are you?
I'm very well, James, and how are you?
I'm well. Good to talk to you, Riccardo. Thanks for your time here on the Bash Radio Show. And how have you been keeping cool today?
Thank you for having me. Today it's been a sacrifice to be in the kitchen.
I bet.
Under my little roof, tin roof, it's almost 47 degrees in the kitchen.
Mamma mia, 47 degrees. How many chef uniforms have you been through today?
Couple, one this morning and one tonight. Fortunately, tonight is cooling down a little bit, so it's not too bad.
Absolutely, 28 degrees. A beautiful night here in Melbourne, but then who knows? Who knows? Maybe some rain this weekend. But anyway, I'm not here to talk to you about the weather, of course. I'm here to talk to you because you are the wonderful owner of Sartago Restaurant Bar and Grill. I've been doing a bit of research on you, Riccardo, and you were born in Livorno, Tuscany. You're looking for the best part of your life all over the world, haven't you?
Yes, I started cooking when basically I was 16, and I started the culinary school, and I started cooking around Bergamo and where San Pellegrino Terme is, where my school was and still is, and I did my apprenticeship around the hills of San Pellegrino and the North Lombardy. Then I moved to France for a couple of seasons, and then again, I moved to as soon as I was 20. I moved to London, and I worked in a few places over there for a couple of I profile chefs. Let's say
the love of it has taken you all around the world. So what stage in your life did you land here in Australia, in Melbourne, and why? Why Melbourne?
It's been a bit of a joke, really. It wasn't planned. I was working in London with a couple of Aussie friends of mine. I met over there, two Aussie guys from Adelaide, and very good chefs. And in those times, I was kind of thinking of moving from London to the States, the United States. And they said to me, they basically convinced me that the best option would have been down under, in the lands of the kangaroos. Yeah. And so by jokes and in a pub after a couple of beers, they actually convinced me, and they brought me to the Australia now, London, and just for a joke to see what was needed. And I started actually to be interested in Australia. I wasn't really knowledgeable about the whole big island down here, and I started having books and reading, and the more and more I read about it, and the more I was, interested, intrigued by this nation. So I made the most of what I could, because with my profession, I could travel, and I actually got a permanent residency visa from London while working, and in the middle of this, I met my wife.
Beautiful.
And she decided to follow me, and when we came to Australia, everyone told me that Melbourne was the foodie town of Australia, and I settled.
Of course, Melbourne's the best city of Australia, of course. Now, have you cooked?
My wife is in hospitality as well, and so it was a good thing for both of us.
Oh, lovely. Have you cooked any kangaroo? Have you cooked any of the native animals yet?
Absolutely not. Not in my restaurant at the moment. We are a Mediterranean restaurant, so maybe kangaroo is not really the dish for it. But
just horse.
When I do the barbecues at home, I love kangaroo. Is very good for you in protein and so. And when it's rare and just barbecue and marinated, it just has a beautiful taste.
Riccardo, not only are you the owner of Sartago Restaurant Bar and Grill down at 460 Church Street, Richmond, but you also run you run some cooking classes as well.
Yes, it's one of the things that I enjoy the most is having my customers and people from the public to join me in my kitchen and just demonstrate how easy it can be to prepare some good food with some very good ingredients and simplicity. So we just run some intimate little classes, about 8 to 10 people.
Beautiful.
And there's normally a theme that goes with the season or what the actual customers are interested in too. We did risotto classes or fishing in Mediterranean is quite popular, and probably the best class that we always run is the one about tagines, because spices and tagine is one of my Moroccan food, one of my specialities, and I love it so much.
And do you find that when people eat at your restaurant down at Sartago, do you find that some of them turn around and say, "I want to come to the cooking class as well"?
Yeah, absolutely. Because sometimes when I get time and I at the end of the service, I'd like to browse through my tables and have a quick chat with the customers, see what the feeling of the restaurant is in the night, and how many people, because we write it on our mirrors, the upcoming classes, and there is a newsletter going out. So people ask me, and I try to get what they are interested in too, or what they can't get done at home, or they're scared of cooking.
Yeah.
And then we put a cook together. And I'm amazed though, how people think it's complicated to do some good dishes, but and then the joy of them once they actually learn that they can do that every day in their own kitchen.
It is. Myself, I can cook 2-minute noodles. And people say, because I live alone, Riccardo, but people say, "Oh, do you cook for yourself?" I go, "I cook for myself, but I don't cook for other people, because I would never dare cook for other people. I wouldn't trust my cooking."
You should come along to one of the classes.
I should, absolutely, because you make it sound so easy. But Riccardo, look, before we wrap it up, people should definitely come and see you at Sartago Restaurant Bar and Grill at 460 Church Street, Richmond. There's also sartago.com.au is the website as well. Plenty of information there, also on the cooking. But I'm from an Italian background, and you were born in Italy. The Christmas time, it's a big time to eat, especially in the Italian families, especially in the any family really. Christmas time is a time to eat. So, what are some of the traditional dishes that you remember from your childhood at Christmas time?
I remember my father and his brother and sister come from Bologna or around there in Emilia-Romagna, where is the land of the Bolognese and all that. But they moved very early stages in Tuscany, and that's where they settled, where all me and my brother, my cousins were all born in Livorno, and we all, even in the following years, we moved along, but we always gathered back in Livorno with uncles and grandparents and so forth to celebrate Christmas. And normally in my family, it would be the 24th night celebrating at my mom's house, at the grandparents on my mom's side.
Yes.
And the 25th lunch would be even a more bigger gathering at my father's, my grandparents on my father's side. And the two dinners, or dinner and lunch, are quite different, because one is Tuscan-based and the other one is more Emilia-Romagna. And eventually, on the 25th night, everyone meet together. And so the dishes that I can remember is capelletti in brodo that my grandmother used to do. She's she comes from the Emilia-Romagna, so she makes fresh pasta every day. And she was very, very. A lot of Italians say that, but she was very good in her lasagna and capelletti in brodo. So she used to do a lasagna with two different pasta sheets, with a green one and a traditional one.
That sounds very nice.
Was a third, as we say, un terzo, which is a third of veal mince, a third of pork mince, and a third of beef mince. And she used to go at the market on the 23rd and get a capone. A capone is a grown-up chicken, if you like, that's been castrated, and that's very good for broth, because the capelletti in brodo is a little capelletti means like little head.
Yeah.
They're filled with veal mince, and they are cooked in a broth, but the broth has to be very aromatic. So in that broth there is capone, there is a beef rib, there is a lamb shank, and lots of vegetables and herbs and stuff, and it boils for almost a day to get all the flavors out of the bones and everything else. Then it gets strained, and in that beautiful broth you just cook this fresh capelletti, and it's one of the I could never forget about these dishes.
Riccardo,
And
that
as well,
sounds that sounds in brodo. It's like a soup, so to speak.
Brodo is actually a broth.
In
But
broth,
here,
in liquid.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a very hot dish because what you're describing sounds like something you'd have in winter and often during Christmas time.
Well,
It's really
yeah,
cold.
we are the other way around, obviously, and winter comes in the cold December for us, so it's
Yeah.
all warming dishes.
Yeah, that's right.
Winter warmers.
While here we need
And
we wouldn't be having that sort of stuff. It's too hot at the
No,
moment.
probably not with 40 degrees, absolutely.
Yeah.
Another dish is on my Tuscan side,
Yes.
which it's more homely for me. It's the arista. Arista is a roast of pork. It's normally the pork rack that is cooked and roasted on the bone, and it's absolutely outstanding. And normally we always go and find a special breed of pork that is from Tuscany, which is the Cinta Senese, and that brings me back the jingles of Christmas and the opening of the we used to
Yep.
we used to get put all the kids in one room and say be quiet, be nice because Santa's coming, and all of a sudden you get taken to the next room where the tree is, all
Yes.
the boxes are, and it's crazy. So that's the festive smell because the smell of these dishes, it's all about Christmas as well.
Riccardo, it's making me very, very hungry. It sounds fantastic, and people should
One
all.
thing I can tell you, which is maybe unusual, but for us it's very Christmassy. At the end of any meal during the 24th to 25th,
Yes.
we love to have nuts.
Nuts.
So, and we have to, they come, it's mixed nuts. They could be almonds, could be Brazilian nuts, there is peanuts, there is hazelnuts.
Okay.
All those are still in the shell. And everyone gathers around the table, and with a nutcracker, we start cracking nuts and have maybe a couple of glass of Prosecco's or Spumante.
You know what
This is
makes
something
me.
in my family that's very Christmassy.
Riccardo, you know what makes me laugh about what you just said is that here in Australia, the Italian families, they like to break nuts during Christmas time. But I'm not talking about the
Really?
nuts. I'm not talking about the nuts that you're talking about, Riccardo. I'm talking about breaking nuts.
Yeah,
You know what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah, metaphorically. Absolutely.
Metaphorically, that's right. Riccardo, look, I'm running out of time, but it's been a great pleasure to talk to you. People should definitely come down and see you at Sartago Restaurant and Grill at 460 Church Street, Richmond, or sartago.com.au for more information. You can go there. Are you opening during the Christmas period, or are you taking a bit of a break?
We're taking a little bit of break. This Sunday we will be doing the last dinner,
Okay.
and then we will be back on the 7th, Tuesday, 7th January for dinner again.
Okay, so
And then,
definitely a bit of a break there for Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah, because my family is here for this Christmas, and
Lovely.
I'm lucky to have them here, so we have a little bit break.
Lovely. Well, I wish
I
you...
look forward to meet you all, and we're here whenever you want.
Absolutely, you're wonderful, and thank you for your time, and also thank you for this very generous present that you're giving my listeners, a chance to win
Absolutely.
a $50 voucher to dine at your restaurant. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask any listeners now if we want the first person to get on the Bash Facebook page, and I want them to write, I love Sartago. I love Sartago. The first person who writes that on the Bash Facebook page, we'll get in touch with them and we'll get them that $50 voucher, which is very kind, from Sartago Restaurant Bar and Grill at 460 Church Street
My Christmas
in
present
Richmond.
to your listeners.
Wonderful, beautiful. They can't eat the voucher. They can't eat it, so they have to come down and spend it and have a great time at your restaurant.
So I can cook for them.
Yeah, absolutely, that's what we want. You want you to cook for them. Thank you so much, Riccardo. Great to talk to you.
My pleasure.
And
Great to talk to you, James, and Buon Natale.
Buon Natale, of course. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.